the phrase jump the shark gets used a lot. And I don't tend to use it. But today kind of did it for me. So, I'm behind on Dark Matter, admittedly. Got a few episodes left in season 3, and I've been very happy with it. It's a bit scattered. It's a bit hard to follow in places, and trying to figure out which corporation you even care about winning is tough. Because I haven't seen a good corporation on the show, just a bunch of pricks fighting over who's going to run the universe. So it is hard for me to find a dog in the fight. Today I watched the episode I dreaded, where they journey back in time 600 years and they end up at modern day Earth. I'm like, oh boy. They're in modern day Earth. This can only go well. Remember Battlestar Galactica 1980? Yeah. Yeah, it was like that, but with kids. And as soon as I saw the kids, I'm like, oh, God, not kids. And then there's a scene where the android is driving a minivan, because she just knows how to drive a minivan. It's easy. Nobody has to teach her how to drive. And they wasted what could have been a really fun scene there, actually. They could have had a lot of fun with this fish out of water aspect of the crew of the Raza back in our current modern day. Nah, they didn't do that. Nope. No, instead, we are treated to the minivan driving off. They've already established that the landing place of their spaceship is 5 miles outside of town. The kids are on BMX bikes. They keep up with the van. In fact, if you watch closely, it looks like they beat the van to the landing spot for the bloody thing. Then she drives back. And they're right there. Again. No. If you're going to do that, I want to hear dee 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 dee. I want to see E.T. at the front of the bike, because it's the only damn way you can explain what happened. You can't explain it any other way. Their bikes kept up to a minivan. Now, it may have been a crappy minivan. I don't know. Maybe she got a flat tire and the android had changed the tire. Again, could have been a really entertaining scene. There's a lot of things you could do with that. There are so many things that could have been done with this episode. There are so many things that could have been done that would have been anti your cliche. I was like, oh, God. No. And they hit every cliche point. Right up to the kids help them get back to the future. And I'm like, oh, no. And then there's the stupidest part where 5 at the end, the boys got a crush on 5. Because 5's gorgeous. 5's a woman. The actress that plays 5 is, I think she's 23. Jodelle Furlan. I think Furlan's 23. Beautiful woman. And she looks like an anime character, and she's got blue and green hair, and what boy wouldn't fall in love with her? But at the end, when she realizes he has a crush on her, and she says, I'm 5 years older than you. I'm like, bull crap, you're 5 years older. You're like at least a decade older than that kid. This is ridiculous. Stop pretending she's 18. She's not. It's just, there were so many moments in this, and there were so many things that I thought they blew it. They really, really blew it. There were so many things they could have done with it. And then when I saw that, like, the other actors that were guesting in this are comedians, they're Canadian comedians, and I'm like, I don't know. And then the whole, we could have created a paradox thing is just sort of meh at the end. I'm sorry, but after all the interactions they had with humanity in this show, they definitely created a paradox, or 6, or 12. This was a freaking spaceship that they didn't make any effort to conceal that was in an open field. No. No. And it's, oh, well, it'll emit a pulse and knock out the federal agents. Oh, that's convenient. All it was missing was a sonic screwdriver. All the episode was missing was a sonic screwdriver. Okay, can you not put your butt in my face? Maybe he liked the episode. I don't know. Maybe it was Shadow's favorite. I really don't know. But for me, it was a wasted show. And that's the idea of Jump the Shark. To me, Jump the Shark isn't about an episode necessarily being bad. It's a waste. It's where you look at the clock and you go, wow, I just spent an hour watching that. And it didn't really advance the plot. It wasn't necessary, and it wasn't really interesting. And it made me think, if the rest of the season is this disjointed, I'm not going to be a happy camper. So I'm aware that I haven't seen an ending of it. And I'm aware that it ends on a cliffhanger. Can you stop? What are you doing? Well, stop. Yeah, no, that's better. Would you stop? What are you doing? Stop. Just sit. Stop. 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 Just sit. Okay. Good? Are we good? Are you good? Anyways, stop. For me, it was the worst episode I've ever seen of Dark Matter. It's always a trick to take your sci-fi world, bring it into modern day regular Earth, and make it look plausible. For me, the biggest issue I had with it was, Two's been established as a badass the whole series, and in this episode, she's a damsel in distress. And she's dressed really frumpy. And I thought, I know Melissa O'Neill in real life is not... She's a regular, ordinary girl, but she's Two in this show. And to me, it just didn't seem like she dressed the way Two would have in this episode. And I don't think 3 got changed. I think 3 was wearing all the same clothes he wore on the ship. I think it was, well, screw it, I'm just gonna... He even had his gun out when, the neighbors came over. And I thought, oh, this could be interesting. Nah. Nobody asked him why his hand was behind his back. Big flipping 1.5 foot long gun, and nobody seemed to pay any attention. And they leave their guns out for the kid to find when he goes upstairs. I have to go to the bathroom. There are so many things that for a crew like the Raza, who are all criminals, who are supposed to be the best in the galaxy, they're really stupid in this episode. Unbelievably stupid, and naive, and stupid, and dumb, and just, yeah. So there's that. Let me know in the comment section below. The term is Jump the Shark, and for me I've wasted my life watching this show. Let me know which episode of which show you feel did that the most. There was an episode on Supernatural which was called Jump the Shark, where suddenly they had a third brother. It didn't jump the shark, but there were episodes later on that did. I think when Supernatural went past season 5, it jumped the shark. Anything involving the Leviathans absolutely jumped the shark. The Leviathans were the stupidest thing that the show ever created. I was like, this is stupid. And they had Purgatory, which I thought could have been good, and then it was stupid. I'm like, so it's just the same woods that everything else gets shot in these days. This is stupid. Let me know what shows made you feel that way, which episode, in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.